Welcome to Otter Lake, where little Ricky takes flight through seasons of wonder and days full of light.
Woo woo woo, how are you? It's Rick Goetze here. I'm the author of Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake Adolescent Adventures, and of course, Little Ricky, the Young Man from Otter Lake. Today's focus on Reading with Ricky is going to be the fifth story in my first collection, Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, and it is called Little Sprouts. Little Sprouts is the fifth story in my collection of 12 heartwarming short stories called Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake. I am an author who's using my talent to help the less fortunate. I am helping to help the poor at a food bank. So basically, whenever you buy a book from me, whenever I sell a book, I earn royalties, and 100% of those royalties go to a food bank. I donate a big check to a food bank every year after selling stories for the year, and I give that money to them to buy food to help the poor people of the community. So again, if you want to support me, please consider buying a book. They're not very expensive. Collections are had for about $15 or less. And of course, individual books, you can have the ebooks or the audiobooks for less than about $6. And of course, if you buy the paperback versions, they're about $12, $12.95. Sometimes Amazon puts them on sale, so always watch out for the sales. It's great, great support for me and great support for the food bank. If you're liking my Little Ricky Reading with Ricky little videos here on my YouTube channel, please feel free to subscribe, ring that bell, hit that bell to get notified when there are new videos coming up. I post about once a week for my Little Ricky Reading with Ricky stories. And that way you can also get notified. And if you're liking my videos, please leave me a comment. Your comments mean so much to me. I'd really love to hear from you, to know what you think about my short stories. I'd love to get your feedback. So again, today is Reading with Ricky, and today we're going to focus on a story, the fifth story, called Little Sprouts. So Little Sprouts is coming up very soon, and I will be reading you the first introduction pages of Little Sprouts. Hang in there. I'll be right back. As promised, I'm right back. So here we are. We have Little Sprouts. Little Sprouts, the fifth story in the collection of Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake. And here is the artwork. It basically is showing springtime photos from the 1970s. I write historical fiction, and my fiction are set in small town and city life in the 1970s and the 1980s. So historical fiction from small West Quebec towns, and of course the city of Ottawa and the Ottawa River Valley. All right, so let's have a little treat of Little Sprouts. Little Ricky, Little Sprouts. Thursday morning was well on its way to becoming a fabulous day. Little Ricky sat there patiently, snuggled between his mummy and daddy on the solid bench seat of the old Chevy truck. The old truck rumbled and rattled as it sped along the long and twisted road between Ladysmith and Shawville, Quebec. Its motor roared faster as Daddy shifted once again to climb yet another steep hill. Ricky felt his tummy lurch slightly as it picked up speed to reach the hill's pinnacle. At the top, there was another sharp curve, a quick swerve, and then a descent to an open and bright stretch of farmland. Daddy shifted again, and the truck now glided along on the flatter stretch of the roadway with ease. Ricky presumed that the calmer sounds coming from the engine were telling Daddy that it preferred riding along flat instead of climbing. Ricky thought, I guess if boys can sigh, truck engines can hum when they're feeling good. Suddenly the air was filled with the scent of cattle droppings. Ricky quickly pinched his nose tightly and said aloud, Mommy, I really think some of those cows need a diaper change. Both Ricky's parents roared with laughter, and when they finally caught their breath, Ricky's mummy Veronica bent down to her son and quipped, That's for sure, Ricky. Should we stop and put you in charge of diaper duty? Oh, no, Mummy Ricky replied. Daddy needs to go to Shawville quickly to take care of buying parts, and we need to get there as well to choose all the babies we want to have this year, continued Ricky with excitement. Daddy looked over at his wife and son and cheerfully added, I see, you'll be shopping for all those babies. For sure, Ricky, you'll need to make up many, many beds for all our new babies. The late spring day was sun-filled and clear. The warmer weather had finally arrived, and the daytime temperatures were now hitting the high 60s Fahrenheit. The morning sky shone so blue today it seemed that the world was covered with an endless clear lake. Now that the cattle pastures were a faint memory, the air was again fresh with a very pleasant scent of newly cut lawns and garden flowers. Upon arrival in Shawville, Daddy drove up Main Street and parked his truck securely in front of Powell's Auto, a part shop centrally located in the town. He swung open the door, slid out, closed the door, and quickly came around to the other side of the truck. Once there, he opened Mummy's door, and with his charming grin he said, "The day awaits you, my dear Veronica. Shall we get along?" He extended his hand towards his wife and helped Mummy descend from the high platform of the truck's cab. "Yes, Cyril. Let's try to wrap up our shopping well before 11 o'clock so that we could get home in plenty of time for you to have a dinner at noon," Veronica offered. She turned towards the truck cab, reached in for her child and coaxed, "Come on, Ricky. Let's the two of us walk down to Canadian Tire and Stedman's while your daddy takes care of his business here at Powell's." Ricky reached out to his mother, put his hands together behind her neck in a little hug, and then she slowly lifted him up and out of the vehicle. Once Ricky had his feet firmly on the ground, he reached up and grasped Mummy's waiting hand and signed, "Oh, Mummy, I thought I'd just burst to get here and go to Canadian Tire." Veronica smiled and replied, "Well, Ricky, we're here, and soon we'll be looking at all kinds of babies at Canadian Tire." "Yippee!" squealed Ricky. Veronica turned now to her husband and said, "Okay, Cyril, we'll go to Canadian Tire and get all we need. When you're done here, come down and meet us, and then all three of us can go over to Stedman's and pick up a few treats." Ricky, upon hearing the word treats, squeezed his eyes tightly closed and tried to envision all the possibilities of treats that Mummy and Daddy might want to buy. This is the beginning of Little Sprouts. Little Sprouts from the collection, Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake. Hopefully you like this story, and if you do, hopefully you'll consider purchasing it. Copies can be had for ebooks or audiobooks, $6. If you buy it in the collection, it's about $15, and of course individually it's about $12.95. So again, hopefully you'll support me. If you're liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I'd really love to hear from you, and I'm out wishing you all a very, very good day. Next reading with Ricky coming up in about a week. So take care. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Otter Lake, where little Ricky takes flight through seasons of wonder and days full of light. Born in the frost with a heart full of dreams, little Ricky's laughter like rivers and streams. Families embrace lessons to learn.